Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Menteri Rangba Kajilla Ukwanut ke Sangma, Hane Kasngi Ulay Shimbanta Haka School Program Articulation Resilience and Kindness Summit Arajar Apusan, Kablap Nang Hau Sosotam Auditorium Shillong. Hagani Kasngi Laya Danang Ru do Menteri Katanat Puli Puthi Urakam E Sangma, MLA Kharkuta Urupert M. Momen, Secretary Katanat Puli Puthi Swapnil Tembe, Badu Director of School Education and Literacy Uba Bante Lang Kharshandi, Haringkat ki wede ki officer, ki riu rangba, ki nohikai, bat ki Samla Pule. Habakran hakani kasni, Menteri Rangba ke Jilla, ukondot ke Sangma, uloong, bagi don shibu na ki pat ba nong shong shnong, iba perkhat ba ka Sorkar ka trei tang na kabenta ki skim bat ki program. Menteri Rangba ulai thu bagi program beper, ha ki benta, kilaya snok lang na kabenta ka jingyo I jingai, bat ki jing mentoy jong ka Jilla. Ula benrap ru da kabaong baki pat ba nong shong shnong jokeri India ki badan hakarta ka bakhat san hadu khat khandai snem bat ka Meghalaya ka dei ka wei na ki ba buon tam kata ki badan hakarta ka ba South snem ki don kumba South khandai percent na ki nong shong shnong ki ba hapo ka artho snem ulo ong ba wat la shibun ki jing e ki don hanrei ka shong kalat kum ka Spark Early Childhood Development Program Empower MGMP Yes Meghalaya ki program hakatanat yelekai bat kibai. Ula benrap ru da ka baong ba ka Jilla Meghalaya ka dei ka wei ni ki kapto ka ni ki Jilla ki ba phai khmat cha ka jinglong jo ka jingim ubriu. Hakani ka singi ka Sorkar klayo ru ban IT ya ki tablet shigi Samla Pule ba ki nyok ban pendan kam na ka benta ka jing mentoy jongki.
Students are coming from behind and the principals are coming from the front. Our next school is Pynlong Government School and the Memorial Government High Secondary School, Principal Shri F. Marwai, and the student is Miss Isha Bari Simply. We have school number 4, Alpha English High Secondary School from Ripoy. Our principal, Srimati W. Kepla, and of course, who will be accompanied by Miss Latinkai Ika P. Sweetie, who will be receiving the tablet. Sweetly, actually. Ika P. Sweetly. Next school is all the way from Jira Government High Secondary School, Ripoy, and to receive the awards, of course, we have Shri Marcus Jirwa, along with Miss Laihun Lam Thankyo. Marcus Jirwa. So on the stage is Alpha English. On the stage, we have Alpha English. Next, we have the principal of Jira Government High Secondary School. Next school is Patakma Government High Secondary School, Sir Jonas Undor. Next school. Sir Jonas is not there, but I don't mind a representative from Patakma to come and collect or do the honors. Anyone from Patakma? We may have Miss Rusmi Patho. Rusmi Patho is here. If we do not have a representative from school.
Programs like Spark, programs like Early Childhood Development, programs like Adolescents Program, the Empower program that we have, programs like MGMP, programs like Yes Meghalaya, focusing on sports, building up one of the largest sports infrastructures in the country. These are all investments we are making because of this chart that we see in front of us. Now, when I talk about that, I also want to share with you, I hope you'll all be on track with me here. For us to realize that to be able to really take advantage of this demographic dividend, as we call it, is to ensure that we invest in our youth at every stage of their life. We can't start to think about them when they are 15 years old already. The planning has to start right from the point when they are in their mother's womb. The brain is developing, the body is developing during that time. And therefore, Meghalaya is one of the few states which focuses on what we call the life cycle approach. And this chart shows you what we're talking about. We have a separate program in terms of pregnancy. I don't know how many of you know this, but Meghalaya has had one of the highest maternal mortality rates. One of the highest when I took over in 2018. We were over 230 plus deaths every lakh population, which is way above the national average, which means every time a mother was bringing life into this world, 230 mothers were dying. And that is unacceptable. And so we started a program called Chief Minister's Safe Motherhood Program. And today, based on this program, we are providing different kind of support for pregnant mothers throughout the state. And you'll be happy to know that in 4 years' time, since we started this program, we have been able to reduce the maternal mortality by 50%, the highest drop in the country. And today, the Prime Minister's office and different departments in the health department and the center are studying this program that we have started, which has helped us to reduce the maternal mortality, increase, of course, the overall health indicators for pregnant mothers. Similarly, we have programs for early childhood development, adolescence and youth and adulthood. And we have programs and plans in all of these. And this is what we believe in, that we are going for a life cycle approach. And we believe that investments we make, a lot of people talk about money we spend. Spark, maybe we're spending, lakhs and lakhs and crores of rupees to train and provide soft skill and different kind of confidence building measures to our young students. But you cannot look at this as an expenditure. This is most probably the most important investment we are making. The most important investment we can make. Because every child that will come out of this program successfully and speak the way we saw our young children, both of them spoke so well, with so much of confidence. The investment we make per individual will yield results in exponential terms. Connected. And of course, after you're out of school and you have finished your empowerment, what next? How do we then provide the opportunity to our youth for the next level that they have to go to? And that's where programs like CM Elevate, youth enterprise and entrepreneurship programs comes up. And of course, in the rural areas, there are many programs that are happening in terms of what we do for Prime, for Focus, the housing scheme, so on and so forth. Friends, I just showed this to you just to give you a glimpse into the larger vision and the picture that we have for the state of Meghalaya. And I think it's important for especially our youngsters to understand this. And I don't know how much we're able to absorb, but as I said, I always find visual presentations are quite impactful. And I hope that you'll get an idea of how we're moving forward. And as I said, I've not even mentioned programs like what we're doing in sports, the different programs, what we're doing for music, how we're promoting the overall movie industry out here, and trying to promote our own filmmakers to come up with movies, how we're supporting our different artists in terms of funding to be given to them to perform in different places, so on and so forth. So therefore, multiple provisions are there. And is there anything else? These are all just basic things. I mean, this is just to give you an idea of early childhood development, how the investments that we make in the early childhood yields higher results for us in the long term. I'll stop there, but my idea of showing this to you was to make you understand and bring you in line with the kind of work that's going on today in the government. And therefore, Spark, which you see today, is one part, one of the dots that is helping us create the entire picture. But maybe one of the more important dots, right at the center of how we would take the adolescents group, which I'd mentioned, I'd shown to you, forward. And we realized that we have to guide, train, and nurture our youth in the right manner if we wish to achieve the goals that we have. And I can tell you, we are going to be very aggressive in how we move forward. We are determined to take our state forward. Yes, we have challenges, we have a lot of difficulties, and things don't happen in a day. Please remember that. Whatever work we do, whatever actions we take, it takes time for it to yield the results. Today, the investment and the work and the efforts that have been put in by Avenues and their team, by our director, by our education minister, and all the officials, the investment put in you, the results will be seen for decades to come. Because you are now a much more confident person, much more prepared to face the different challenges of life, better prepared to enter the workforce, be more productive in the workforce, be more creative, be more confident. And while you move forward, we are there with you to be walking with you at every step. I'm not saying that we can change everything, and neither am I saying that we can make everything, great. We're not. I don't have a magic wand, but the programs, the policies, and the focus with which we're moving, I'm very confident. And this chart shows you how we are moving forward. So therefore, as I told you, there are connecting dots. It's not about one program, Spark. I've not even mentioned Spark out here, but this is a larger program that we're doing. We realize that in early childhood development, I don't know how many of you know this, but 90% of a child's brain grows from the age of 1 to 8. 90%. All the neurons start connecting when the baby is 1 year, 2 years old. Different connections that happen in neurons in the brain then strengthen the overall capacity of the brain to think, the cognitive capacity. And therefore, investing in early childhood will yield one of the highest results for us in the long term. And therefore, we are one of the first states in the country to have such a large program on early childhood development program. This is funded by ADB, and this program has started. Mentioned about the CM Safe Motherhood Scheme, village health councils, all of these things are happening because we realize that this age of 0 to 8 is very, very crucial for a child. Similarly, we realize adolescents from 9 to 19, which most of you fall in. You heard our young student who spoke in the beginning. And she said that I faced so many challenges, so many difficulties I went through. And yes, in today's world, the challenges are very different compared to maybe my time. And a lot of pressure is there, a lot of challenges and difficulties are there. And those are the times when our youth need the guidance. And therefore, this program called Empower, again, it's a program meant to guide the children, and Spark is part of that. So I didn't mention it here, but Spark is part of that. We're getting different fundings from different sources, be it Government of India, be it externally aided projects, be it the state government's own revenue, wherever we get the funds from. These funds will be utilized to push Spark as part of this Empower and Adolescence Age program, because we realize that this is very, very crucial age where the children need the support, the guidance, the counseling, and all the different activities to ensure that they are able to move forward into adulthood in the right direction, in a positive way, in a way that they're going to become, responsible students, citizens of this country. And that is why this adolescence program is happening. And this age group, as I said, in the past there were no programs to support this age group. Just normal school programs. You go to classes, meet your friends, be with teachers. I'm not saying that's bad, but in today's world, we need to push the level. If Meghalaya wants to be competitive, one of the best states in the country, it's not going to happen just like that. We will have to work and invest at every level. We have to apply our minds to be able to make that difference and make that vision come true. I talk about $10 billion all the time, and a lot of people don't understand what I'm trying to say. And they say, what is 10 billion? 10 billion may be a number for many people. I'm not going to show the table and chart to you today. But this 10 billion that we talk about, it's about 84,000 crores, 85,000 crores plus of the economy. Every sector has been mapped. The conclusion, at least for the first phase of this SPARK program, and of course to plan for many, many more to come in the future. So a big congratulations to Education Department, Avenues, to the schools, the principals, the teachers, and most importantly the students for having completed this program. And as we heard in the testimony, it was of course a great response that we got from each and every person who testified today. I will just shift gears and would like to just give a small presentation. And I think this is important because I want to give some light or some view to the thought process that goes on behind the programs that we do. A lot of people think that the government works based on schemes. They think that everything is a program, and there is, one program today, then we do another program tomorrow. But these are all different dots in the entire chart of what we are trying to do. And these different programs that we have, these dots, is what we then connect to then create the big picture that we want to bring in front of us and the vision that we have for the state as we move forward. Now I want you to draw your attention to this chart. And this is actually the beginning of the thought process of what we try to do. This is the population of India. This orange chart that you see. Some will understand, some may not. But what it shows in the left side, if you see, so from the age of 0 to 4, this is the population that we have. In the age of 5 to 9, the next row. 10 to 14, the next row. And then 15 to 19, the next row. What I'm trying to show to you is that India's population is like a balloon. And the maximum population that is there is where? In the age group of 15 to 19. And the population is decreasing as we move along because of different programs and policies of different states and the government of India, that now the population is actually decreasing. India's population in terms of its, I think you're not able to see, is that okay? So in terms of its population is actually going down. And slowly, in about 50 to 60 years' time, India also will be an aging society, which is what Europe is going through and Japan is going through. So India's population is actually decreasing, if you see this. This is Meghalaya's population. And if you can see, the highest population or the group with the highest population is the age of 0 to 4. And majority of the population, as you can see, is below 19 years of age. 49% of our population is below 19. 49%. So you can say almost 50% of the population of Meghalaya is below the age of 20. And this group, you can see out here, the age group of 45 and above. There are hardly about 5 or 6 lakh people who are above 45 in Meghalaya. That includes me also. So therefore, in order for us to be able to move even further, we need everybody to work together. And I think Spark has taught you that. Spark has taught you to respect each other, to work as a team, to ensure that never look down on anybody. And I tell you, if every single youth in our state will start thinking in this positive way, and the spark will come into each one of them, I'll tell you, we are unstoppable. And this is my true belief. And that is why programs like Spark are going to be promoted even further, I assure you. We will take it in a much bigger manner. And we hope that we'll be able to now take the Spark program and even broaden the entire thought process of how we'll be able to go for exchange programs. We'll be able to connect the Spark program with our entrepreneurship program, with the MGMP program, with the Prime program, and so on and so forth. So we need to work on this. But we remember that it will have to be a teamwork. There will always be challenges. Let us work together and take our state forward. We need to have the commitment. We need to have the passion. You know, our chairperson just mentioned to you that I had visited Yodo yesterday. And I was sharing with some of my friends. They were asking me, it was raining so much, why did you go on that day? I said, number one, I didn't know it's going to rain, but I was the happiest person when it rained, actually. I can't tell you, it must have been one of the most amazing experiences I had in a very, very long time. The way I was able to meet the people, connect with the people, I was able to see the actual challenges they face right there on the ground. I'll tell you, it inspired me and motivated me like nothing is done in many, many years. And really, maybe lakhs of families today have their livelihood directly, indirectly connected with Yodo. And therefore, it's like a passion for me now, that I will move every possible areas, heaven and earth, or what do you call it, to ensure that we take this vision of making Yodo also one of the best places. Today it is buzzing area for business and for our trade and for our farmers, but it has been neglected for too long. But as I said, that passion or that spark was there in me yesterday. I enjoyed it like nothing in a very, very long time. And I hope that with a similar passion, and I see it in the team in Spark, in Avenues, I see it in our director, I see it in our secretary, our minister, and all the others, our advisor. I'll tell you, we will take things to the next level. So once again, without taking too much time, I was supposed to speak only for 10 minutes, but you know how politicians are.
To build, but we have learned from somebody and will build ourselves. My young students, this program, the Spark, it's a building of your confidence. You must be resilient. And therefore, may I request my young friends, under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, Sorkar K. Samla, to purposefully and committed taking our step forward. this government building new infrastructure, establishing new colleges, institutions, and many schools has been built newly and has been renovated. But my friends, these are the buildings only. But government wants to build all of you, the builders of tomorrow. My young friends, building the college is very, very important for each one of us. My dear students, be courageous. And this is a part and parcel of every student that we must be courageous. You may be wrong, you may be right. As Mark has already, our chairman has already stated, the teachers are the best judgment. We know in the classes, many students don't want to raise up in the class and ask the question. But you must do it. Standing in front of such a crowd, coming up on the stage and speaking is not easy. But my dear students, it will really help you in a long way to go. My dear students, as we are building up the state, I remember many years back, the veteran parliamentarian of the region, the former Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Sir P.A. Samla, led P.A. Samla spoke once in Chokpot during that was the election time. I was there. I think Sir Honorable CM was not there. I listened live. That was the last speech that I have listened to the veteran leader of the region. What that P.A. Samla said was, he said, for the last 30, 40 years, I am concerned about the state. But today, that speech was in 2014 or 15. And Sir P.A. Samla said, today, I won't regret to die. I don't fear to die today because I have seen the courageous and the young leaders, his educating our Honorable Chief Minister and others, many few young leaders. I am confident today by seeing such a young leaders who will be leading the state after me. Therefore, I want to regret to die from now onward. Because I have a former Speaker of the Lok Sabha, P.A. Samla, knows the confidence and the commitment and the energy, the dynamic in the hands of his son, Sir Samla. He knows that he will be one, he will be leading the state. And he's confident. But I want to tell you, young friends, today, the entire government machinery, our Honorable Chief Minister, entire education officers, wants to confident in you that you will be the pillar of our state tomorrow. My young students, talent, the confidence, it's a talent and the asset of human beings and of the state. Therefore, let us spark beyond the limit and beyond the boundary of our state. Our talents, our courageous must go beyond the boundary of our state, our region, and in the day, tomorrow and the day after. We will be the pillar of the state, of the region, and of the country. We may have to compete at the global level, and we have to build the nation, and we have to take our state forward. My young friends, I want to tell you this also one thing. We come for the education, some for the knowledge, but our knowledge is always the fixed information. Our knowledge should be the dynamics, because if you have only information keep on changing, and but tomorrow, the information that you have today about something else, it will be different tomorrow. Therefore, we should not be only knowledgeable and informed, but our knowledge should be dynamics, and we should be intelligent. Therefore, my young friends, I want to thank Mark and SSA, entire teams of officers for the Spark program. We are taking forward to the nook and corner of the state. We want to bring up the standard of our colleges, our talents, our standard of education, overall the humanities. As our SP has already stated, the Minister of Education has already recognized and appreciated this program. I'm sure in the days to come that we will definitely move faster, better, and higher. May God bless each one of you. Thank you so much. All the best.
Just in communicating simple English language, it's such a difficult task for many of our students in the rural area. And I'm so happy that this program has been introduced and given to schools, especially in the rural areas, where we need to bring out the confidence and help the students come out of the shyness that they have. Like they are just not confident enough to just say anything. So with the good results of the SLC exams this year, we have a number of students from the remote areas of Remoy district coming to our school for admission. But I tell you, when we interact with the students, many of them, honestly, many of them don't have that courage to even speak up, to express themselves, to even say it, even in their own language. It just hurts us as teachers. But thank you so much, sir, for this program. And we have seen the explanation of the program, the presentation of the program we really look forward, especially in the rural areas. And I've seen our own students, they have really come up to where they were and to what they are now. For those classes 8, 9, and 10 last year who had participated in the program. It's really not easy for students to be able to compete with others. It's so difficult for them to really give their best because they don't have the know-how, they don't have the courage. But with this program, I'm sure, and I learned just now that the program will be an ongoing program. So thank you very much.
I'm afraid to speak in English. I always thought that, what if I make a mistake? So I stay quiet. But sometimes just a few words can change how we see ourselves. I thought I have something inspired that stay in my heart. The word that said, start now, start where you are. Spark taught me to take small steps, to try, even when I was scared, to speak, even when I was mistake, to be kind to myself. I start learning how to introduce myself. I start sharing my thought, even if it's just a little. From start, I received some special courage, not loud courage, but silent, but quiet courage. The one that grow inside my heart. The one that say, I can do this. Still I have fear, but now I also have hope. I have strength to try. And I would like to thank Yakinum Kai Kibala Hikaya ni Bakila Treshitum ba Bakin Hikai Banglong Kibashur Hoat Ngasiku Elede Banglong Kibashur kalau pa era hadu kata-kata kada long hadu kata-kata ka ba Henry nakaji Hikai joki yara ini ba Banglong Kibashur ba Ngasuru ban ayu ublay ba Dilang ba kajing pinyag jong ublay ba Wala ay hati ya kata kasab bakin hikaya ni Banglong Kibashur